Welcome back to Your Color System and How to Build a Palette Identity that Gets You Licensed. My name is Telva Chase, and I'm the owner of Telva's Toolbox. Today we are getting into something that is genuinely underserved in how surface pattern design gets taught, how your work functions in the environment where it will be sold. Because there is a meaningful gap between a design that looks great on your screen and a design that works on a shelf in a store, scale and contrast are the two variables that determine which side of that gap your work falls on. When a buyer or a consumer encounters a product in a retail environment, they are not looking at it the way you look at it on your monitor. They are seeing it at a distance first. A folded garment on a shelf, a mug in a line of mugs, a wrapped gift on a display table, a duvet folded and stacked. That first read, the one from 8 to 12 feet away, is what drives the pickup or the pass. If the print does not register clearly at that distance, the product does not get touched. And if the product does not get touched, it does not get sold. Your designs need to have a read that works at a distance before they earn the closer look where your detail and craft become visible. At viewing distance, small-scale prints tend to collapse into a texture. The individual elements become indistinguishable, and what the eye reads is an overall tone rather than a pattern. This is not always a bad thing. A tone-on-tone texture can be beautiful and commercially versatile, but it needs to be intentional. If you designed a small-scale floral with recognizable blooms and the buyer sees a muddy sage texture, there is a disconnect between your intention and the product reality. Large-scale prints have the opposite challenge. At close range, they can be bold and dramatic. At a distance, they may only show a fragment of the repeat, which means the product is showing the consumer a partial picture. Contrast is what allows a print to survive the retail environment. High contrast between motif and ground means the design reads clearly at a distance. Low contrast means it reads softly or collapses into texture. Neither is inherently right or wrong. High contrast prints tend to perform well in the gift, children's wear, and statement home goods categories. Low contrast prints tend to perform well in premium apparel, bedding, and lifestyle categories where subtlety is part of the appeal. The mistake is not choosing low contrast. The mistake is choosing low contrast without knowing that you are making that choice and understanding what it means for the categories you are targeting. Small-scale designs are one of the most common places I see otherwise strong portfolios losing their commercial traction. The designer is working at screen size, zoomed in, and the level of detail feels right. But when the design is printed on a product at actual size, the scale is so small that the motifs become indistinguishable. The fix is to evaluate your designs at actual product size before considering them complete. Print them out or mock them onto a product template at real scale. If you cannot tell what the motifs are from a normal viewing distance, the scale needs to increase or the contrast needs to increase. On the other end of the scale spectrum, very large motifs can be difficult for buyers to visualize across multiple product shapes because the repeat fragment looks different on a mug versus a tote versus a tea towel. A buyer who cannot quickly picture your print on 3 different products in their mind has to do extra work to see its potential, and buyers do not generally do that extra work unless they are already committed. Large-scale prints work best when they are designed with specific product applications in mind and presented in context. Show the mug, show the pillow, show the tote. Do not leave the buyer's imagination to figure it out on their own. 2 secondary views matter enormously in the commercial pattern design: the fold and the thumbnail. The fold is how a textile product will look when it is folded on a retail shelf or a trade show table. A print that reads beautifully laid flat may completely lose its character when it's folded. Designs with strong horizontal or vertical directional elements are the most vulnerable to this. The thumbnail is the digital equivalent. How your design reads as a small image in a buyer's email inbox, a manufacturer's digital catalog, or a licensing platform. A design that requires scale to be understood will be invisible in a thumbnail. Designs that have strong silhouettes and clear contrast survive that thumbnail read. Part of building a color system is knowing the contrast range of your target categories and designing within it. Children's wear wants high contrast. Premium bedding often wants low. Gift wants mid to high. Home accessories span the full range depending on the retailer. When you know your target category, you can calibrate your palette's contrast range to match it, which means your designs are commercially appropriate before they are even presented to a buyer. In the next episode, we are tackling cross-category palette building, how to design a palette that functions across apparel, home goods, stationery, and children's wear simultaneously. That is where the real licensing volume lives and where a strong color system gives you enormous advantage. I'll see you in episode 8. Take care.